Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How the heck are you, Joel?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. How's everything in the desert?
You know, it's good. Everything's going very well. I cannot complain. Starting to get a little toasty, but that's okay. You know.
Oh, is it over the 100 now?
Yesterday was about 100, but it wasn't bad. We actually went out to dinner for the first time since I don't even remember when.
What was that like? Was it weird?
It was, but it wasn't. Like, it felt really good because the restaurant we went to, everything was really spaced out and they took care of everything. And so it was, everybody was still, the servers and everything were still in their masks, and it just felt good to be out and eat a lot.
What kind of food? What did you have?
I just had like I started with gazpacho, and then I had like a roasted vegetable plate.
Oh, okay.
We're
fancy.
That's how we roll. So what's going on with you?
We actually just celebrated our 3rd birthday at SheTV Media, and we missed it, but we're still celebrating. It's a big landmark for us, so very excited about that.
And you guys have come a long way in 3 years. I mean, that's fast for how long you've come. So no pressure, but years 4 through 6, like, come on, get it done.
Get ready, everyone, because that is gonna be fun. Oh, we got a live audience. I love Binge Live. We love Binge Live.
Anything? What the heck? Whatever.
No, that was by Chad.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can obviously do this for a long time, but we should probably bring on the guests because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So I will you've already met him before, so I'm going to allow you to do this one.
Yes, I'm so excited. We are bringing out Ravi Singh, who is the director of the Western region for Burns Engineering. Ravi, are you with us? Come on out.
Hey, got to work. All right, no technical difficulties. That's good.
Yay.
How you guys doing?
I would hope not, since you're from the engineering area, so there better not be on your end. No pressure.
No pressure.
Pardon the shine. I hope everybody's turning down their brightness in their laptops because my head.
Did the makeup artist not arrive earlier? What the heck?
No, I thought you guys were sending, a crew out here. But
when in doubt, blame Christina and Chad. When in doubt, it's just easier that way.
We need hair and makeup, and we need the morning mimosa train to just arrive as a gift for everyone.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, seriously, Tony P. Like, we're still waiting on the Bloody Marys, but whatever.
Yeah, shout out Tony P. We haven't forgotten.
Yeah, that's good.
And we hold grudges, but whatever. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's great to meet you. I haven't met you before, but this is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
So tell us about Burns.
So Burns, we've been in LA for I think over 5 years. We're doing a lot of specialized engineering work, big on the aviation side, the rail and transit world, and a lot of specialized engineering and capabilities brought into like electrification, energy resiliency, some cool areas, right? A lot of energy, no pun intended, around those sectors right now. A lot of the services that we provide. So yeah, we've been pretty ingrained in the LA area and right here next to LAX. So I get to see all the planes come in and get to see the people mover go in and all the cool projects over at LAX that we're touching. So it's good.
That's really awesome that you can see a visually progression of some of the projects that you are working on.
Oh yeah, it's awesome just to look out the window and say, okay, yeah, we're doing a lot on the information technology front and security design, and we're playing in a lot of areas around the campus. So it's great to just look out your window and point out some of the projects that we're jumping into. So
and you sit there and be like, I did that.
Yeah.
Or somebody on my team did, but I'll take it.
I'm like, come on, I love that you try to play it off, but come on, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Something to be proud of, though.
And I'm sorry, but there was a pun in that you are putting a lot of energy into this. I'm just
there it is.
Become one with it. It's
never ending. Yeah.
Embrace the puns. I'm expecting a lot of engineer jokes from you.
So where were you before LA?
Before LA, I was in DC most of my adult life. So I started my career out there, and my wife and I met in DC. A lot of good friends still back there, and we moved out here about 3.5 years ago.
Oh, nice.
So
And
Now,
we got
tell
the
us,
start.
yes,
Yeah.
tell us, how did you meet, you and your wife?
Oh God, I think whoever's tuning in here, some people probably heard this story a million times, but yeah, we met on an airplane, old U.S. Airways flight back in 2005 on Christmas, 2 days before Christmas. So yeah, she was the last person to show up on the flight, and I was looking forward to having an empty seat next to me, and she took that away. So, but it's all for the good. You know, we've been married since 2008, and I think we're hitting lucky 13 this year.
now, when she sat down, did she put the headphones on and like don't talk to me? And you just kept talking to her throughout the entire flight? Is that
I just did my cool look, the whole Ben Stiller look from Zoolander. You
Oh,
know,
nice?
I struck the pose, and she just started talking to me right away. So
Nice. So you sat there for hours just with that one facial expression on?
in blue steel for
we
hours.
actually, the funny thing is, somebody asked us before, like, what did you guys talk about? Like, oh, we talked about DC and Waffle House, and they're like, that is the most random discussion I've ever heard. I'm like, okay, so
Waffle House.
That is
Any
so
time
funny.
you can talk about Waffle House is the best thing in the world.
yeah, we fell in love when I mentioned smothered covered in chunked hash browns. So
Okay, anybody who's watching who does not know Waffle House, first of all, that is completely your loss. But they have like the best biscuits because they also put them on the griddle, so they kind of get like a crunch on. Oh, they're so good, and
Yeah.
and everything you can get like an entire breakfast for like $3. It's
What
just
deal?
yeah, I think we need one of those here in SoCal.
I'm surprised there's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, where in DC were you at? Which part of DC?
So we were in Northwest DC, like Columbia Heights area. Actually, I met my wife when she lived in Logan Circle.
That's
So
where I lived.
really, yeah, Logan Circle. That's awesome.
I lived at 13 and N, right there on the corner. Oh, the stories I could tell. But
Yeah, she was at 14th and P, and then we lived on 13th Street for the rest of the time, pretty much 13th and Monroe, and then 13th and Hamilton, up near Rock Creek Park and Carter Barron. So we miss DC. We miss DC, but hey, SoCal with the sun. I mean, you can't get over this. So
yeah, last time I went back to visit DC, I remember it was when the cicadas were out, and that was disturbing because I'd gone out and I'd had, may have had a couple of drinks here or there, and so I'm slowly trying to maneuver my way back to the hotel, and I just remember you were trying not to crunch with every step, and
Oh,
it was disturbing.
oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, it was pretty. Wow.
it's
Yeah.
lovely. We don't have that here in Southern California, thank goodness. So, Ravi, tell us, what are some exciting things that you're working on? It is just so fitting, one, that you met your wife on an airplane, but tell us about near the airport or around or in Southern California. What are you working on that's really exciting?
We're jumping into some pretty large projects. I mean, we're still pretty heavily involved at LAX. Great people at Wawa, so we worked with them for quite a few years, and there's a lot more to come. So as everybody can see, so we've got a lot happening there on the technology front and security design, and then we look at a lot of innovative solutions. So we look at things like how do we bring in automation and or autonomous vehicles, the emerging tech. Think about flying taxis one day. We'll look at the infrastructure requirements around all that. Yeah, there we go.
Whoa, wait, tell us more about flying taxis.
Oh gosh, flying taxis. I mean, there's so much involved. I'm sure you guys have heard about LA and a lot of what they're getting involved with bringing UAM or urban air mobility or advanced air mobility to reality. So we jump in and we would look at the technology that's required, the required, the electrification infrastructure, the charging infrastructure that's required to make these things a reality. So it's fun to jump into that and then think, when you're back as a little kid watching the Jetsons, it may actually one day happen. So
See, I was picturing the Fifth Element. Like we're all going to be dressed up in Jean Paul Gaultier clothing, and then we're going to be looking for say, yeah, that's kind of what I'm picturing. I've got
yeah,
it.
yeah, that outfit's still packed away. So I've been waiting to take that out of its packaging. But yeah, we're doing a lot on the technology front. We're looking at a lot of things across Southern Cal, Northern Cal, the Western region, really in its entirety. The large airport projects, medium hub, everybody. I mean, we work with all of them across the country nationally. So it's just looking at a lot of the innovative solutions around your technology, your touchless technology. How do you actually integrate all these things into your airport design? Um, and
That's
that's
really
just on the aviation. Yeah, that's just on the aviation front. I mean, we're in the rail and transit sector. We do quite a bit of work around the country, all the way up to Hawaii, which I hope one day I can go to. And
funny.
then again, what's that?
Your wife is like sitting there going, yeah.
Yeah, right. That would be amazing. Yeah, we hit on electrification, energy resiliency. You guys know sustainability is a huge topic,
Mm.
and rightfully so, right? We really need to pay more attention to things like that because it helps so many people, so many different levels. So,
I
yeah, a lot coming from fleet electrification and a lot of initiatives like that that we're involved with out here.
I was gonna say too, since sustainability and energy is such a hot topic, what do you see as like some of the innovative solutions that either you've seen people are starting to utilize, either in large airports or rail, that we might not know about?
Well, I think a lot right now is getting folks to feel comfortable, right, in the airports and looking at the touchless technology. How do you get from point A to point B to the gate, really, with with that kind of feeling of I'm safe, everything's clean. What's another way is of looking at how do I just get through all the checkpoints without even opening up something on my wallet or my passport or cards, and just not touch anything. It's great, right? I mean, that Tom Cruise scene, Minority Report, maybe we'll get there one day. But there's a lot happening there, and I think as the public starts seeing it come to reality, they're going to feel pretty good about, yeah, I feel safe to travel when I come back to those airports, and you're going to see some cutting edge technologies out there get introduced. So
See, I'm doing Leadership Academy 3.0 right now, and one of the things that Dr. Kevin brought up is, when we went into the pandemic, we ripped off the Band-Aid immediately because we had to just shut down. And now we're re-entering it and it's ripping it off, but it's taking it off one hair at a time.
Mm.
And so it's kind of like, I think that was like the best analogy I heard, which is exactly what you're talking about, is some people are ready just to jump straight into anything. And some people be like, yeah, I don't know about all this kind of stuff just yet. It's
right.
going to be an interesting term. So now you mentioned rail. Rail is obviously something that, we're lagging behind, for lack of a better way to put it. Do you see that like we're going to be able to start incorporating a rail system and actually have something that's functional for people to use?
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of energy around it. We'll see what happens with the infrastructure bill. We're
Yeah.
hoping that gets passed or some sort of infrastructure bill. Right, exactly. Every night I go to sleep, I'm like, please. Uh, and if you look at it from the perspective of how do we integrate other needs around it, right? Equity and transportation. How do you look at those areas that are underserved by transportation and build around those ideas? I think LA is doing a really good job about planning for that. And now it's just, okay, where's the funding coming from? So looking at partners like us and other folks in the area and an industry to bring those ideas to the table and help our cities that we work in to figure out the best solution, how it can serve everybody. I think there's a lot of focus on that more than we've seen before. So
Which is kind of a nice thing to see. 'Cause I remember, I mean, I'm from the East Coast like you are. So I remember we would take, I mean, I've done it numerous times where I'm in DC. I'm like, oh, let's just go over to Baltimore so you would hop on the train. Or I want to go to New York. So I'm just going to take Amtrak straight up. I've
right,
taken Amtrak from when I was a lot younger. I won't say how long ago. But one time we did it, I did it from Florida up to DC just because I'm like, let's give it a shot. And it's like, it feels like you don't have those options anymore to that, or at least not living out here. It doesn't feel like,
Right.
which I just think rail is really cool and be a great way to get out of traffic. I'm a
we
huge
used to do that all the time, and we took early morning train rides to New York City for Christmas,
Yeah.
for Christmas Eve. And then we'd get back on the late one to get back to DC. And, did we regret it because we were so tired? Sure. But we were like, look at this. We could just jump on a train and go
Yeah,
anywhere we want.
Yeah.
So
I miss those days. And it's
Well,
kind of
I
cool.
have high hopes for that for us.
it was great because the rail car was open. And, that's very important for people that know me. The rail car has to be open so I can get some adult beverages. So,
Stay hydrated. Yeah,
yeah, there you go.
that's all it is. You're just trying to stay hydrated because
It's good for the skin. It's
sure.
good for our internal organs. Just lots of fluids.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Indian American, so I need the IPA, so I have to have that.
That is so funny.
But just one. Just
Yeah,
one.
just one.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah.
10%.
And Ravi too, just to bring it back to LAX Coastal. How is it? What's your experience been like, working with LAX Coastal and how great are they?
Oh, you mean like those folks like Christina Davis and Chad Mander?
They're
They're
fine.
okay, they're, not bad people. No, I'm kidding. They are fantastic. I mean, I always tell them, I'm like, I'm jealous of what they get to do for a living every day. They're helping the community. They're always being creative and reaching out and thinking about new ways of approaching events and ideas and committees that help the greater community overall, not just one industry focus, but just everybody. So it's great when I'm on an event and we do a lot of networking and you get to meet somebody that's just down the street that owns I don't know, a lighting store, for instance, or a dry cleaner, or it's a huge architect and engineering company, right? It's you see everybody, and they do a great job of really covering all the bases, right? Really being inclusive of the community. So I expect a check from them for that comment. So
Well, and you two met before through a chamber program, correct?
yeah, the small business certification program, right? I
Yeah,
think so.
small business certification program. That was awesome. Thank you, the chamber. Really, that was great. Robbie, from like your perspective, I know I was going through the program and getting certified, but kind of on the Burns end, what was that experience like in terms of meeting other small businesses that had been certified?
It was great because we had a lot of side discussions after that event. So you start new relationships and start thinking about ideas on, okay, how could they go after certain opportunities or approach things, or wait, actually we play in that space as well. We can get some introductions made and see what kind of projects we can bring in that specific company or business. And it's inspiring because it's honestly, it takes a lot of guts to jump into that world and start your own business, and it takes a lot of determination. And I tell Chad and Christina all the time, just to see that, and it's so inspiring. I'm not blowing smoke, but it really is inspiring. And then I go on a rant with my wife in a good way and my daughter. I'm like, man, you got to see some of these companies like and these ideas. It's really impressive. And we're happy to be here because we work with a lot of small businesses in general on all our projects. And we want to mentor those companies and help them develop their portfolio of work. So I think that's important about giving back and paying it forward. So
That's awesome. So now, we've talked about your wife a lot. What is your wife's name and what does she do? You have to give her a shout out.
oh yes, so Melissa, and she's a government attorney. So
Oh, snap. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
we will watch everything that we
she's
do.
a heck of a mom, I'll tell you what, and a great partner in this one. So and
How old is your daughter?
she's 11. She's gonna be 12 this month on May 22nd.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
happy
that's
early birthday.
And I gave her for an early birthday gift the SheTV sticker.
Oh,
So
yes. Oh, I love it. Did she like them?
oh yeah, it's awesome. So I mean, I think it's on one of her Yeti cups now. So
Oh,
So at what age does she start interning for them?
Robbie.
let's talk about that. Yeah,
Just a question.
going to be a paid internship. That'd be great.
I think that's child labor laws. So
Yeah, we'll have to wait a few more years for that one, but
That's fine. She can get coffee and run errands. That'd be good.
perfect. We're always looking for trainees, so we'll let you know.
I'm her agent, so anything, I'll have to work some deals out. But
We'll talk.
awesome.
I love that you're trying to make money off your kid and she's only 11. Respect. But they gotta start earning their keep at some point. I'm just saying. This is why I only have a dog, but that's another story.
This is why I have a dog.
Oh, and her name is Stella, by the way, so she'll get upset if I don't mention her name. But yeah,
Hello, Stella.
I would just like
it's
to
a
point
perfect
out.
name because I can yell. I can just start yelling at her. Stella.
I have a feeling that you're full of the jokes and puns like all the time. Like
Gotcha.
I feel like you're being on good behavior with us, which I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, it's dad jokes. Well, if this was like a happy hour binge live, I mean, it would be completely different. So
Where are those Bloody Marys, Tony?
Yeah.
So I think we're about to come up on our favorite portion of the whole show. So get ready. Meredith.
Drum roll, please.
Just that drum roll.
I'm ready.
Welcome to Binge Live Rapid Fire Round. Robbie, you have 3 seconds to answer the following questions. Are you ready?
I don't know. All right, let's give it a shot.
Okay, you better be ready. All right, what is your favorite local hangout?
Favorite local hangout? Oh my gosh. Mickey's Deli.
Love it.
My
Go-to
bar.
cocktail.
Go-to cocktail, old fashioned.
What is the coolest place that you've ever traveled to?
Iceland.
Oh, wow.
Jealous. Okay, East Coast or West Coast?
They're all gonna hate me. West Coast.
I knew that was going to be a trick question. Okay, and you have a private airplane. What do you name it?
If I had a private airplane, wow, that's a good one. Betsy. There you go.
Okay.
Random name.
Okay, love it.
Well, that's all that came to my head. Betsy.
We'll talk to Melissa about that later. You can only eat one food for the rest of your life. What is it?
Philly cheesesteak, hands down.
Okay. And if you could engineer, design, or build anything in the world, so like your ultimate dream project, what would it be?
Oh my gosh! Wow. A beach house. There you go.
A beach house that's like solar powered, flying in the sky.
Yeah, a beach house floating in the water someplace in the Mediterranean. There you go. That's fine.
Cool. I love it. And
Lame.
what?
That's a pretty lame answer. That's fine.
Not really. Not
We
really.
can go back to it if you want to revise your answer, but I think that's pretty cool. What is your favorite joke?
A horse walks into the bar. Bartender goes, "Hey, why the long face?" That's for my buddy Drew. He's told me that joke a million times. So
I love it. Okay, you are stuck on a desert island, perhaps your beach house island, and you can only listen to 2 songs. What are they?
oh my gosh, anything by Pearl Jam, and who else? Jack Johnson.
Love it.
They have too many songs.
Island vibes there. And then tell us a fun fact about yourself.
Fun fact. I grew up in a factory with my brothers and my parents working on just tons of steel fabrication projects. So I was always around grinders and welding and all that fun stuff as a kid. So don't tell OSHA or anybody, but it was a good time. I came home filled with grinding dust in my nose and covered in head to toe dirt, and it was a scene. So shout out to my mom for taking care of us through all those times, and my dad too. But
Wow, I did not know that at all. Thank you. And last question. Would you please describe your perfect day?
perfect day is waking up and going to the beach with my wife and daughter, which we pretty much do every weekend. So,
Love that. Thanks, Robbie. You did great.
and the dog's not accidentally peeing or whatever else in the house. So that's perfect day.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
Round of applause, Robbie. Do you want to circle back to your dream project question?
Let's stick with it. No regret. No regret.
I think that would be cool. You describe it in simple terms, but when you actually see it, the whole vision, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think that contractor. I don't think any contractor would sign on to that project, but that's okay.
I think you're going to get home and your wife is going to be like, TikTok, where's my beach house?
Yeah, exactly.
I did like that you asked him like if you had a plane, and I thought he was going to be like, if. You're going to be like, what do you mean if I have one? Of course I have one, and it is named.
Yeah. Betsy. I don't know why I chose Betsy. That's
random.
I know. Maybe there's some hidden meanings there.
I don't know. It's going to be a long Friday evening.
But I also understand why you have no problem with putting your daughter to work right now, because child labor laws meant nothing. So that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, I did it. Why not? It's good for me. It's got to be good for me. Right.
I grew up, my dad was in construction. I remember we used to go to the job sites and sweep up and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is what you
Yeah,
do.
I mean, that's how me and my two brothers, we were raised like that. And you know what? My parents raised us well. They got us, used to waking up early without complaining anymore. So, but and my mom's 7 days a week, nonstop. I mean, they built it from scratch, from a little shed to three big factories, really.
Wow.
So yeah, and then coming from India, and it's a really good story to hear. So I'll tell you guys about it maybe during happy hour one night.
There you go. That's awesome, though. See,
Yeah.
this is why I love doing this show. Is like we get to meet people. Like you just don't get to have these kind of personal conversations like at a happy hour or the networking things. You just don't. So these are kind of like really cool to meet.
It's kind of what we do on our podcast. We started a No U-Turn podcast, not video, so we can just wear whatever we want. But yeah, audio. We've done it it started during COVID, and we talked to people in the industry on technology and aviation and transportation, and we kind of we get pretty personal and make it fun. And there's some drinking involved behind the microphone, but that's okay. But
I don't think that had to be said. I think we kind of expected that. I'm just kind of
yeah, that's
dancing
true.
around there.
I think that's probably the case for more podcasts than you think.
Yeah, we're actually all drunk right now, so there is that. We're pretending we're not, but yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for taking your morning and spending your morning with us. I know you're very busy, so we really appreciate you taking the time, and it's
Thank you. This is fun.
virtually. I guess, is there anything you want to add, Meredith?
Anything, Ravi, we didn't say that you want to touch upon?
I don't think so. I think we're I think I always like to thank the chamber. They've been fantastic. I mean, honestly, it's the best thing to come out of us moving out here was meeting the folks at the chamber. I mean, Chad and Christina and just everybody. I mean, it's been fun. Like you really feel like you're part of like the community here.
It's a cult. I
Yeah.
call it the cult. It's the
It
cult.
is a cult. Yes.
It really is. It really is. And Christina knows this. I've told her this. I'm like, you're a cult leader. Like, it just is what it is. Let's own it. Become one like that. It's fine. But no, it's really good. So, what's a good way for if people have questions about burns or anything like that? What are some of the projects you're working on? What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
They can send me an email at I don't know if you want me to send the email out, or I mean, I'm available on email and my cell phone every single second of the day. So the email is rsingh@burns-group.com, or you can go to burns-group.com to our website, and you'll see everything about the company and all the different projects that we've done or we've been part of and led. So yeah, definitely. There's a lot of insight newsletters on there as well, cutting edge technology, cutting edge tech topics that we're involved with, and a lot of thought leadership. So yeah, it's burns-group.com. So I sound like a
Got to sign up for those newsletters to stay up to date on the floating taxis, everyone. So get on the email list.
Yeah, that's like
yeah.
I feel like there's so much more that we could talk to you about, like on serious levels, about just because I'm sure that you guys have some of the coolest projects planned and coming that if we had more time we would definitely go into. So we'll have to have you back so we can get further into those details, which would be awesome.
That'd be great. I'd love it.
I love that we get them on camera saying that. I love it. That's perfect.
You're not recording this, are you?
No one's watching, right? This is live. But thank you so much, Ravi. We really appreciate you taking the time. Definitely check out Burns. We appreciate you being a part of the chamber. Happy to know you and work with you. If anyone has any questions, you heard him, reach out, contact them, and be sure to stay tuned for our next Binge Live episode.
Yes, which will be coming up once we finalize the guest. We are working on that now. In the meantime, please check out the LAX Coastal Chamber website. There's a bunch of events and programs coming up. Register, become a member. You're going to just meet some of the coolest people and best people that you've ever dreamed of. So it was awesome. So I think that kind of wraps us up for the day. So thank you again, Ravi, for coming. Really do appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody have a wonderful rest of your Friday and weekend.
I got to go explain Betsy to my wife. So
have fun with that one.
Yeah, enjoy. Keep us posted.
You didn't even, not even your daughter. You didn't name it after your daughter either. Like, really?
Oh man, I gotta explain that to her too.
Or
Great.
your mother. Please tell me your mom's name Betsy.
No, nobody's named Betty.
Dude,
I was
dude,
on the spot. I don't know why.
dude.
You're gonna
All
have to
right,
think of what that acronym stands for then.
I'll
Yeah.
think of something on my way home. I'll be flowers in hand. I'll be good.
Good call. Good call.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you all again later.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Everybody.